Hello, my name is Scribble and welcome to the Week 5 Team Builder for the Soul Draft League. This week we are playing Soul, the person running the league and a good friend of mine. So, in the top left corner, you can see the matchup. You know our draft at this point, and Soul's team is very scary looking because he's got 3 round 1 level Pokemon, and I don't really know how this happened, but it did. So he's got Iron Valiant, Terra Ogerpon Wellspring, Iron Treads, Darkrai, Uxie, Rotom Heat, Bramblegast, Terra Iron Thorns, Muck, and Volbeat. And yeah, it looks like we have our work cut out for us this week because the top 4 Pokemon are all very scary. Especially the Ogerpon, I think, is going to be a problem for us because our water resists are kind of lacking. But luckily, I think we have a decent Iron Valiant matchup because we have 3 sources of super effective priority. We have Gale Wings Talonflame, we have Draining Kiss from Comfey, and we have Bullet Punch from Metagross. So all of that helps a lot in dealing with Valiant. And then similarly for Darkrai, we do have priority Draining Kiss, and then we also have Ting-Lu, which is a massive problem for Darkrai normally. Darkrai will probably be able to like Will-O-Wisp it, or maybe Trick, or otherwise it's just going to have to rely on Focus Blast, because Ice Beam is just like not strong enough to break through Ting-Lu. So that's pretty good. And so let's just start. I'm going to slot in Deoxys and Annihilate. I edited the overlay just a little bit again, so I think it's now it's more pleasant to look at in the Team Builder at least, and you can still see most of the damage calc. So hopefully this is the final overlay. All right, how does his type chart look? All right, so Fire, Water, Flying, and Ghost. Ooh, Ghost, that's interesting, because we do have Annihilate. Yeah, the only Ghost resist is Darkrai. And he doesn't even have, like... Okay, well, he can go, he can technically Terra his Iron Thorns if he wants to, but Terra Ogerpon Wellspring cannot Terra into a Ghost resist, which means he basically really only has Darkrai as a Ghost resist. And so that means Annihilate looks really nice here. The thing is, I kind of thought we would maybe go like Terra Grass on Annihilate to like stomach hits from his entire team, basically. He doesn't have a great way of hitting Grass. But now my mind is like immediately going to Scarf Terra Ghost. Scarf because we can outspeed Ogerpon, Darkrai, and Valiant, assuming they're not speed boosted. And Valiant will probably be booster speed or scarfed. I could see Darkrai being scarfed as well because they're gonna need that to outpace Deoxys. Ogerpon can't be scarfed obviously, but it could have Trailblaze if it wants to. But yes, Scarf, Terra Ghost, Annihilate looks really strong to me. In fact, right away, let's check how much damage that does to Darkrai, because Darkrai is pretty bulky. And so let me pull up Darkrai and Annihilate. So I imagine Darkrai can take 2, but I want to see like how well it does. So let's say we're Terra Ghost. Okay, so Terra Blast, it's actually a roll to 3 at KO. So that's like a little less good than I thought, but I think we can go Adamant if we're scarfed. Maybe. Let me see if we're faster than Darkrai with Adamant still. That is 418, yeah, so we are faster than neutral Darkrai if we're scarfed Adamant Annihilate, and that's probably what we're going to be. I guess the downside is we're slower than Scarfed Rotom Heat, but I don't really care about that, honestly. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think Scarf Rotom Heat will come versus us because of how strong our Hazard game is. And we can spin block the Iron Treads if we want to with Annihilate. But I don't think we need to. I think this is the first week we're starting with one of our two best Pokemon. Like, filling out the set, at least. So it's probably going to be Terra Blast, Close Combat, U-Turn, Rage Fist. So Terra Blast Ghost is our strongest Ghost move until we are hit once, and then we can switch to Rage Fist. Another benefit is Terra Blast does not make contact, and he doesn't really have Pokemon that would run Rocky Helmet, I guess, besides Uxie. And I guess Muck could run Helmet as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna make this Adamant Scarfed, and then the only speed we need is to outpace probably +1 Iron Thorns, assuming that is still faster than Neutral Darkrai, so that's 267 speed. So we go to 268. And we can put the rest in HP for now. So let me just double check. Yeah, well, that's still faster than Darkrai with our Choice Scarf. Okay. Wow, that was like the quickest we've ever gotten a set slotted in, I think. So maybe we're on good pace to finish this team builder quicker than the other ones. Alright. So, what else seems good? Fire, water. Okay, well, there's a weakness to fire and also flying. And honestly, part of the reason why I wanted Talonflame, like why I made the transaction from Noivern to Talonflame, is because, this is also very nice into Iron Valiant, and I know we had a lot of priority to deal with it, but we didn't really have a good switch-in to it. I mean, our closest thing would be, like, Culberberry Metagross. But, yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little inconsistent. But, Talonflame is really nice versus Valiant, because you're naturally faster. You have priority Gale Wings to get out of, to bypass the speed booster energy, and you can just you can sack something to the Valiant basically, then go Talonflame, and you sort of option select it, because if you come in at full health, so you would need heavy duty boots obviously to get rid of the Rock's weakness, but if you have Gale Wings and you come in at full health, then either you just guaranteed outspeed and kill the Valiant, or you force it to switch, and then the next time it comes in, you're faster, and Gale Wings doesn't matter anymore because it loses the booster energy. Or it could be Scarfed, and then that doesn't matter, but hey, if it's Scarfed, it's a lot weaker and not like a setup threat, but it can still be a good endgame Mon or like revenge killer type. Anyway, yeah, weak to fire and flying, and this also has like the benefit of checking Iron Valiant. It's faster than Darkrai, which is interesting actually. I didn't realize that. Oh, we could just go like max HP, max speed on this, and this gives us another option to revenge Darkrai. So what? We probably go Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Roost, and what? Will-O-Wisp, maybe? I think Will-O-Wisp makes sense because Brave Bird isn't going to do a whole lot to the Ogerpon Wellspring, and Will-O-Wisp also gives us a button to click versus the Iron Thorns, if that decides to come. And then we just go like, Darkrai's 3, is it 385 or 383? It's 383. Cool. So we can go. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's fine. We'll just get 12 attack EVs. Why not? we can like run some calcs and then see if we need to change this at all. But yeah, Talonflame seems pretty good. Hitting the fire and flying weaknesses hard. We have longevity and roost, and it's helpful for the Valiant especially. Okay. Now what? This is the question. I mean, surely we bring Ting Lu, right? Like, why wouldn't we? It's good versus... Well, it's, like, great versus the Darkrai, and it's good versus the Iron Treads, too. Good versus the Rotom, good versus the Uxie. I feel like this is going to get tricked at some point. I feel like that should be his game plan to deal with Ting Lu, because it looks really annoying for him otherwise. I mean, Ogerpon kind of takes advantage of it, but it can't switch in comfortably, especially if it's already Terra'd, because then it loses its grass type, and now it doesn't resist Earthquake. I feel like Ting Lu is probably going to be our hazard setter here. Either that, or we could go weakness policy lead again. But if he's going to trick Ting Lu, I don't really want to give something on his team a random weakness policy. That seems like it could be annoying. I'm like focused on Trick because he has 3 Trick mons, maybe 4. I think Uxie gets Trick as well, but Darkrai, Valiant, and Rotom, they all get Trick. And yeah. I mean, Valiant doesn't really have a reason to Trick versus Ting Lu, but Darkrai and Rotom definitely do. Okay. We're gonna want Rocks, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, because we can definitely live a Valiant hit from full, because Ting Lu is just built different. And I think our last move is actually going to be Facade. So Facade is here, so we can still do damage even if we get burned. Because even though I think he'll probably try to trick us, he could also be Will-O-Wisp on Darkrai and Rotom. And if this gets burned, I want this to still be able to put up pressure. And like Facade will like 2-hit KO the Darkrai still. Or not still, it's like if we're burned, it will 2-hit KO the Darkrai. We'll have like max special defense at least, and then I'm not sure what else yet. This could honestly just be leftovers. It could be Boots. Or a Resist Berry. And I guess Weakness Policy is still an option. I don't know. We'll come back to this. Okay. That's pretty good progress, though. That's like 2.5 Pokemon, slot 2 3/4. 2 3/4 of a team, basically. Okay, what now? We do need answers to that Ogerpon. That is very scary. What do we do about the Ogerpon? Actually, a question I have is, does Deoxys get any physical electric moves? It does get Thunder Punch. This gets Zap Cannon, that's kind of funny. Okay, so our Deoxys will always be faster than the Ogerpon. So we can use this as our Ogerpon Revenge Killer. Well, I mean, Annihilate works for that purpose too, but we're gonna need a lot of offensive counterplay to the Ogerpon, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna pivot from Deoxys back to Ting Lu for a second. So, I think I'm actually going to change Stealth Rock to Spikes. So the reason is because Spikes is going to hit the Valiant and the Iron Treads harder. And, like, Rocks aren't super important. I feel like Rocks to hit Uxie, it's definitely helpful, but I don't know if it will matter too much. And then, Rocks would also be very nice versus the Rotom, But Rotom could easily just be Boots, and then it won't matter at all. The Uxie won't be Boots, but Spikes is better versus the Valiant and the Iron Treads, and I think that's going to be more important because getting those into a Scarf Annihilate range would be very nice. I could actually see this like Scarf Annihilate being a win con. Yeah, I think that's realistic. This or a Deoxys probably. I see it as more like a cleaner type. The downside of his draft having like extremely powerful Pokemon is there's not a lot of backbone. So like the bulkiest Pokemon here is Uxie. And Uxie is pretty passive. It's got like a lot of tricky moves, like like Trick for one, Thunder Wave, Encore, Foul Play, Yawn. So it's kind of hard to take advantage of. But we can definitely figure a way to do that. Okay. You know, I might actually finally put a hazard on Deoxys, because maybe I kind of want Stealth Rocks too, you know, just in case. And then also, like, a Stealth Rock plus 1 layer of Spikes is going to do almost as much as 3 layers of Spikes, and that is relevant versus the Ogerpon, because Ogerpon can't run Boots. And getting Darkrai in range of 2 Terra Blasts would be huge, because then it can't switch in on our Ghost move anymore. So maybe we're like Rocks 3 attacks on this. We could even be just like full, well, not full physical, but if we go like Thunder Punch, Superpower, Psycho Boost, this hits his entire team, I think. Except the Uxie. We are walled by Uxie with this set. So maybe it's not so good. Because I feel like Uxie would be his, just his main answer to this. Maybe Thunder Punch is unnecessary. Okay, let's run some calcs. So the reason why I want like Thunder Punch is because it's a physical move, so that will bypass Ogerpon Wellspring's special defense boost when it's at Terras. So let's look at OU offensive. So, oh wow, okay. So, well, I guess this is with a Life Orb, but Life Orb Psycho Boost is doing quite a lot to Ogerpon, even with that special defense boost. And then Superpower does a good amount. How much does Thunder Punch do? Thunder Punch. Okay, so Thunder Punch is doing comparable damage to Psycho Boost. I guess that's uninvested though. So like if you invest into attack, then Thunder Punch is like definitely the best option. And I guess I'll just double check Thunderbolt, but I'm pretty sure that will do less. Yeah, significantly. Okay. So, do we want to hit Uxie, or do we want Stealth Rocks, I think is the question. Well, okay, we can drop Stealth Rocks, Thunder Punch, or, well, yeah, those 2 moves. We're picking between Stealth Rock, Thunder Punch, and, oh my god, I forgot, what was I talking about? Oh, a move to hit Uxie, Knockoff. Or Shadow Ball, maybe. Shadow Ball probably makes more sense. Well, I don't know about that, actually. Because he could also be like Assault Vest Iron Treads or Choppleberry Iron Treads. I mean, Chopple makes sense because you can also live a fighting move from Annihilate, and Annihilate seems pretty strong into him. Okay. Let's come back to this, because, I think I'm gonna put Metagross here. Metagross could have rocks instead of Deoxys, and then that would just free up the move slot. Or we can just put it on Tinglu. Yeah, those are our options, because I don't think we need Heavy Slam. This is only if we're at like full versus the Valiant, and then we would click that. But I think that's so much less likely, and honestly, I think that's kind of unnecessary, because we do have our Talonflame, and we're probably bringing Metagross with Bullet Punch as well. So, like, do we really need it? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put Stealth Rocks on Tinglu. Oh, wait, whoa, I don't know what I just did to all my moves, but yeah, let's do this, and then we can take Rocks off on Deoxys and go Knock Off. We're probably Life Orb again here. Ooh, here's an interesting question. What speed tier do we want to outspeed? We can be faster than Scarf Rotom and Bramblegast after a Rapid Spin, if we so choose. Do we choose to do that, or do we go bulky? Or maybe not even bulky, maybe we just go like max attack, max special attack, something like that. Because we don't need any speed investment to outspeed his unboosted team, and we can't outspeed his Scarfers, or the booster speed in Valiant's case. Or Treads, actually. We can't outspeed that either if it's booster speed. It'll only be Scarf Rotom or Bramblegast, really. Maybe we can outpace +1 Iron Thorns. Well, I mean we can, but like, is it worth it? Well, it probably doesn't need that much speed investment. So what? How fast would that be? Okay, so Jolly max speed Iron Thorns is 400 at +1. So we would just need 20 speed EVs. Okay, that's like nothing, so I think that's worth it. And what, we go like... I guess we're mostly physical, right? So we can go... do we want Naughty or Lonely? What priority moves does he have? He has well, not Deoxys, Darkrai Sucker Punch. That is a tech option it has for Deoxys. We can keep that in mind. Because Darkrai has, like, an okay attack stat. It's got 90 base attack, I think. Then Valiant has Vacuum Wave, and Ogerpon has Quick Attack. How much does Darkrai Sucker Punch do to Deoxys? Let's put Sucker Punch. I mean, we live a Life Orb Sucker Punch from full. What about Expert Belt? Okay, you know what? That's probably worth it. So, after a Life Orb tick, we guarantee live an Expert Belt uninvested Sucker Punch. So I think we go, Naughty. And how much do we do to Ogerpon? So we Terra Water here, and let's say we are Naughty. Thunder Punch is... It actually has a roll to kill after a layer of spikes and Stealth Rock. That's pretty appealing. I like this. What about Iron Treads? How much does Superpower do to that? I mean, honestly, that's kind of less than I thought. Well, I mean, that makes sense. We have 95 attack, and this isn't a stab move. Psycho Boost does a crazy amount, even resisted. Yeah, I like this. And Deoxys will show us which the Scarfer on his team is, which is good information, or it might force out the Valiant booster energy. Okay, not bad. Right, I slotted in Metagross here, but this was mainly because I think, or it was mainly because I thought maybe we wanted rocks on this rather than Tinglu or Deoxys. But I mean, we could still bring Metagross though. It is good versus the Valiant to have Bullet Punch. Is this the weak for weakness policy, Agility Metagross? I am not so sure. Because, no, I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think so. And the main reason why is actually the Ogre Pawn. Because he doesn't have to hit the Metagross with a super effective move, he can just click the Terra Water Ivy Cudgel button. So that is pretty annoying. Weakness policy would be relatively easy to trigger versus the Valiant and the Iron Treads, I think. Because we should be able to live one hit from both of those if we're healthy. If it is Scarf Darkrai, then we can't outspeed that, I'm pretty sure. So I guess it's a little awkward there. He has a Volbeat he could bring with like Encore. But I don't know if Volbeat will come versus us. Because he can also just put Encore on his Valiant or Ogerpon. Oh, I guess I could have Prankster Thunderwave for Deoxys and Annihilate. I guess that's a reason to possibly bring it. I don't know if that makes it good, though. We are... Okay, so I think one of Deoxys or Annihilate can win here, and I think we're going to go for that sort of cleaner endgame. Talonflame is here for the Valiant, but it's also generally good because he doesn't switch into this super well, except for the Rotom. And you know, after thinking about it a little more, maybe he does bring Rotom because he's very weak to Talonflame otherwise. So maybe we want U-turn on this? No, I don't think so. I'd rather have Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want Will-O-Wisp. How do we deal with the Ogerpon? So our water resists are Tentacruel and Alolan Executor. Tentacruel does give us like a fairy resistance. And it's not weak to grass. But it probably still just like dies, right? It's a power whip. And it doesn't even have high physical defense, so honestly, Terra Water Ivy Cudgel might just kill us. Well, not kill us, but it could probably two-shot us. Does Zapdos do anything here? It's good versus Iron Treads, and like that's it, right? Like it does poorly versus the Rotom, it does poorly versus the Ogerpon. Valiant and Darkrai both outspeed it and can hit it pretty hard. Iron Thorns can probably set up on it. Oh, and there's a Brambleghast too, and Zapdos is like completely walled by that. If it has a Wind Rider. Yeah, honestly, this might be our third Zapdos bench of the season. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen here. I like all of our other Pokemon more. That includes Chimecho, by the way. But I don't think this is Chimecho's weak either. But you know whose weak it might be? I think it might actually be Alolan Executor time. Once again. So here's my justification. So this is 4 times resistant to water, and it also is 4 times resistant to grass. Which means we can stomach Ogerpon hits pretty well. The problem is that Ogerpon Wellspring has Play Rough, right? And he probably does bring Play Rough, just because how limited our water resists are. We don't exactly have a lot of options to switch into the Ogerpon, so I think it's reasonable to expect him to tech Play Rough for a Alolan Executor. But we can go Roselli Berry with Harvest, and we can just keep getting Roselli Berries, and it's like we're not weak to Fairy at all. We could even maybe put Sunny Day on this to both weaken Ivy Cudgel and to guarantee our Roselli Berry Sunny Day Synthesis. This does not work at all if he is just like Encore on the Ogerpon. This is so funny though. What physical grass moves do you have? Do you have like Leaf Blade or something? Wood Hammer. Do you take Recoil? Seed Bomb? We probably need Wood Hammer. Let's check the calcs. We do need to check out how much Play Rough actually does to us as well. So, Executor Alola. Alright, this is uninvested Alolan Executor. If we're like a full physically defensive set, then Play Rough is actually a roll to 2-hit KOS. But if we're Roselli Berry... wow. Then we would just like hard wall this if we just keep harvesting the Roselli Berry. Oh my gosh, this would be so funny. With Terra up, let's say we have Wood Hammer. Oh, that's with minus attack too, so let's say we're relaxed. Yeah, okay. Wood Hammer is just gonna kill the Ogerpon if it Terras. We probably don't need this, like, Sunny Day stuff, but Sunny Day guarantees our harvest. We go Wood Hammer. Then what's our last move? Dragon Tail, maybe? What's his switch into this? Muck or Rotom, maybe? Uxie? His grass resists... I mean, they're not terrible Pokemon. They're just, like, all in the latter half of his draft. So, most of them probably will not be coming. We could go Leech Seed on this, maybe. Wait, this gets knockoff? Wait, this is the best Pokemon of all time. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Something like this as our Ogerpon check. And you know what? Roselli Berry actually has another purpose, because we can live a Valiant Moonblast, I'm pretty sure. Actually, because of that, maybe we also want Leaf Storm as our other move. So what? Yeah, Roselli Berry from Iron Valiant... Wait, no. Moonblast from Iron Valiant with Roselli Berry on Alolan Executor is not doing a whole lot. How much does Leaf Storm do? Wow. Oh my gosh. So are we like double Grass Stab here? Maybe we are. Maybe we just are. So yeah, you know what? Oh wait, maybe it's better to have Psychic or Psychic Noise. Is there a reason to have Psychic Noise? No, I don't think so. Oh, this does like the same damage as Leaf Storm, I think, if my head calc is right. Slightly less actually. But I mean, Leaf Storm's not a guaranteed kill anyway. But I guess if this is naive, which it could be, then it's still not a kill. But Psychic is a roll to kill after a spike. Well, no, it's a guaranteed kill after a spike. It's a roll to kill, just 50% otherwise. I think we go Psychic here, just because it can hit Rotom for some amount of damage, and also Muck. Not like a lot of damage. I'm going to change this to Relaxed as well. But it does something. Yeah, I think we go with this. And we can just continually harvest Roselle berries, and we'll stay healthy with Synthesis. Oh my gosh, I love this Pokemon. I really wish I could Terra it on this draft. If I could have Terra on this, I think I would legitimately bring this a lot more often. I like this guy. Okay, so now we need that last slot on the team. I'm gonna delete Metagross for a second. But what happened to my music? Hold on. Oh no. I'm buffering. Okay. Just sit tight for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. My internet cut out briefly, but we're back. So I lost my train of thought. Right, we need the last slot of the team. It could still definitely be Metagross. It could also be Comfy. Comfy Draining Kiss is going to be nice for Valiant and Darkrai. We could also have a Terra type on it that, like, resists water. Like, we can go Terra Grass with Giga Drain potential. And yeah, Giga Drain priority is also nice for the Ogerpon. It gives us yet another option to deal with that. So how much does Giga Drain do? Not a lot. But if we're like, maybe we're offensive Comfy. I don't think setup Comfy looks very good here because of, well, I mean, we have priority, so Encore isn't too much of an issue. But the real problem is just, like, I don't think we want to commit Terra on Comfy here. I think Terra Annihilate looks way better with how Ghost Weak his draft is. Life Orb Giga Drain is actually not doing a lot to the Terra Ogerpon, but that makes sense. It has a special defense boost. Does it kill Valiant with Draining Kiss? Almost. How does it do versus Darkrai? Does a good chunk. We do need to finish our Ting-Lu set. What item does this want? You know what? If I think he's going to trick me, what if I, like, held a Lagging Tail? Because this is slower than his entire team anyway, right? No, I don't like that idea, actually, because if it's Rotom with Trick, then I'm just giving him free slow Volt switches. And he could also trick the Lagging Tail onto something else on my team, maybe. It's funny, but I think it's unnecessary. So then what? It could be like Citrus Berry, Leftovers, Pasho Berry, maybe? Rocky Helmet is kind of bad. Yeah, I don't like Rocky Helmet on this. I think I'm just gonna put Citrus Berry. Just for like a quick burst of health. I think that's reasonable. I don't know if we'll have like time to get the full benefits of Leftovers here. Just because we have to be conscious of the Ogre Pawn with Tinglu. But if we have our Executor, then I think Ogre Pawn is not too much of a concern. And we have other ways of outspeeding it as well. Ooh, that reminds me. I wanted to check how much damage Annihilate does to Ogre Pawn Wellspring. That's a choice band set I just put in the calc, so let me change that to choice Scarf, and I'm gonna make this Adamant. Let's give this Rage Fist and Terra Blast Ghost. Alright, so Terra Blast Ghost is a guaranteed 2-shot. Unfortunately, it never kills after... Wait, hold on. No, it's a roll not in our favor to kill after a layer of rocks and spikes, but that will add up. If we have one Rage Fist stack, how much does that do? Ooh, that's so close to just killing. Okay. That's not going to change anything about the Annihilate set. I just wanted to know for my own purposes. Do we need any attack investment to 2-hit KO Darkrai with Facade on Tinglu? So say it Will-O-Wisp plus. Oh yeah, look how little damage Ice Beam does. If we're... you know what? I think I'm gonna go to Leftovers, actually, because, yeah, you know what? I think that makes more sense than Citrus Berry. Because if we're switching in on Darkrai, especially if it burns us, I think we want Leftovers to cancel out the chip damage. So how much damage will Facade do if we are burned? Because I want to make sure we 2-hit KO Darkrai. I think, well, Darkrai could have some HP. It could have quite a lot of HP, actually. Let's say if it's like 120. Do we need like max attack to guarantee a 2-hit KO here? We kind of do. What, oh my gosh, 1 second, sorry. Okay, we're back again. Sorry for all the interruptions. Okay, what I have just calced here is, we do need some attack investment to 2-hit KO the Darkrai. I guess we can actually run the numbers ourselves and see what speed this Darkrai would be creeping. So, like, say it's modest, and it just creeps max speed Zapdos. So, 172. So, 252 minus 172 is 80. So let's say it has 80 health as our estimate, and we can calc for this. So we need 156 attack with an adamant nature to get the guaranteed 2-hit KO on an 80 HP Darkrai. So I think we can do that. And then we'll put the rest into HP. Just for some additional bulk. Okay. Now this last slot. I'm pretty sure it's between Metagross and Comfey. Metagross gives us Bullet Punch and a Fairy Resist besides Talonflame. What else does it give us? Huh. You know, Comfey actually looks better the more I look at it. Comfey is worse into Uxie, I guess, but Uxie can also just knock off or foul play the Metagross. I guess Metagross is better into Iron Treads. We could go Shooka Berry on it. Let me look at Comfy's move pool. Can this do anything to Iron Treads? I don't think so, right? Because if the Iron Treads is booster energy, then knockoff doesn't even do anything to it. So then the best we could do is Leech Seed. Maybe we actually bluff a Terra type to hit Iron Treads. We can go Terra Water on this, maybe. So Terra Water, it gives us an Ivy Cudgel resist in an emergency, and it bluffs Terra Blast Water to hit Iron Treads and Rotom both. We would probably go Life Orb here just for the strongest priority and have Draining Kiss and Giga Drain. We'd probably go Synthesis. And what? It'd probably be Knockoff, right? I think that's the best we can really do. How much does Giga Drain do to Iron Treads? Probably not a whole lot, but worth checking. Giga Drain. I mean, if it's offensive Iron Treads, it's doing quite a lot. That's not even with Life Orb. Yeah, I mean, that's not insignificant damage. If it's like, let's say it's max HP, it's a, it's a roll to 3 at KO. That's not in our favor. But he might be dissuaded from going into it because of our Terra type. I don't know if Knockoff is the play, but Knockoff does let us do something versus the Rotom, which does completely wall this. Like, it will do something versus the Rotom for sure. It might not do anything versus the Iron Treads. So I think I do like Knockoff. I guess if anything, maybe Synthesis could change. Because what do we synthesize on? I mean, I guess a Choice Lock to Darkrai. I mean, we can scare out a Valiant with priority Draining Kiss as well. I'm just gonna give this like max HP, max special attack. Oh my gosh, I have 2 Life Orbs on my team, but I really do not like using Life Orb generally, but Life Orb on super fast Pokemon or Pokemon that have priority healing, then it's a lot more justifiable to run because the chip damage doesn't matter that much. I'm missing something. So what's our game plan? Let's go over that again. What's our lead? We didn't talk about that at all either. So what are his likely leads? He could lead Darkrai, Iron Treads, Uxie, he could lead everything in the top 6, I think. Those all seem like fine leads to me. I don't think any of the bottom 4 have lead potential. If he leads Valiant, we can always go into Talonflame. Maybe we just drop to Specs Thunderbolt, but at least it's information. If he leads Ogerpon, we can always go into Executor. If he leads Darkrai, we can always go into Tinglu. If he leads Uxie, I guess we would go Tinglu on that. And Rotom. I guess our Rotom pivot is like also Tinglu. So like Tinglu matches up well versus most of his potential leads, and we can just get up hazards. What it doesn't match up well into is the Valiant and the Ogerpon, but we do have dedicated answers to those Pokemon. And we also have 3 Revenge Killers actually. So yeah, I think Tinglu as our lead is going to make the most sense. We go to get up our hazards. We really want to weaken the Ogerpon and the Valiant to get into Annihilate range. Everything is in Deoxys range, like, by default, so that's not as important. But I think that will be the game plan. We get up our hazards. If he spins them, you know what? I think I can just outplay, and I can get into Iron Treads on a rapid spin. But I feel like he's the type to attack first rather than rapid spin the first time. That's just my vibe from how I know him. But we'll see how the battle actually goes. All right, I think this will be the team. If there are any changes, I will let you know. I'll probably run some calcs with Talonflame in particular, and then see if anything needs to change here. But otherwise, I think this seems solid, and I'm happy. Well, okay, I really hope Alolan Executor. I really hope this set works like I think it could. But yeah, that'll be that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you for the battle. Bye bye.